Hello, my name is Biondi. I'm a coach, a personal coach. I'm not a sports coach, that's probably the way most of you would think, but I'm a personal coach that helps you with your growth, helps you with your career. And today I'm here to help you, but I'm also here to help our country. I've recently written a book entitled America's Coach. My purpose of writing the book is to get America right. As we all know, there's many social and economic problems and many issues in America, but all of them can be resolved. This is the first of an 8-part series which challenges America to solve the social and economic problems in our country, and this is what we will be discussing. The first session is going to be being proud to be an American, presidential leadership. The second session is Democrats versus Republicans. The third is electing a president. I'm sure most of you will be interested in that one. Fourth is how do you get the federal government and Congress to work? That's quite a job. The fifth is the Democratic and Republican strategies for getting elected. Six is political extremes. How do we ever get anything done in this country? Seven is how does it all look when we get it right, when we put it all together? And finally, the most important one, session 8, is God's way. America, we will take a positive coaching approach to steering our country in the right direction. This is no easy task, but I know that you are up for the challenge. So let's get started. Our first session, being proud to be an American, presidential leadership. Here we go. It's so important as a nation that we feel good about our country and who we are. I've been involved in over the years, I've been involved in many business turnaround situations, and they all have certain things in common. Morale is low, employees do not feel good about their lack of success, and unfortunately, this is where we are as a country. Yes, we have some real problems in this country. We have unemployment problems, we have budget problems, we have social problems, but all of them can be resolved with the right leadership and with a strong leadership and a strong president. A strong president should look for ways in which the team, or in this case, the country, can win. So if you're president, you want to be looking at when Americans are proud of their accomplishments as a nation, such as rallying around the president's goals. For example, the best education system in the world, helping our poor by creating jobs for them through business, and eliminating poverty one area at a time. So you're sort of focused on areas that we're interested in as a country and areas that we can win, and that's really what gets us off the ground. The president must talk to different groups in the country and get input. You know, you can't make decisions by sitting in Washington. You've got to talk to businessmen, you need to talk to the people that are poor, you need to talk to farmers, educators, and other groups in our country to determine where the obstacles are and where the problems are and where the level of frustration is. And that allows you to get rid of those so you can move ahead. When the president gets important input from people who are closest to the problem, he can then make the right decision. Once the president identifies and fixes the problem areas, then he or she can encourage performance, remove some of the obstacles, and achieve results. The president should have a good, solid value system, a belief that our country will be successful. These values and beliefs are based on godly principles, American determination, entrepreneurialism, education, research, and our desire to be the best at whatever we do. Our president should not be apologizing to the world for our shortcomings. Instead, our president, who's our leader, should be challenging us by raising the bar so that we will strive to be even better as a country. Whether you're a Democrat or a Republican, didn't we feel good when John F. Kennedy was the president and Ronald Reagan was the president? Kennedy challenged us to do more for our country, whereas Ronald Reagan got us to be once again proud to be an American, and he gave us prosperous times. America's problems are not insurmountable. In fact, most of them are solvable. If the president operates from the premise that less is better, less government, less bureaucracy, and less red tape, he can then have laser focus on a few top priorities that are important to the country, and he can accomplish so much more. The first step is start telling Americans, as we said earlier, about everything we should be proud of. For example, here are only a few, but we are a godly, we are a generous nation, as well as a country that fights for freedom and democracy in the world. And that's something we should be very proud of. In the second step, we need to gather input from experts as well as all major groups in America. This input will reveal the obstacles to success that need to be removed so they can be effective in achieving results. The third step paints the vision to all Americans. We start identifying the country's major priorities. What are the major priorities in this country that we need to resolve? We keep it very simple. We can continuously communicate those goals to you, and of course then we achieve results. We must avoid misplaced priorities like going green when a more important priority should be putting people back to work. Going green is an excellent goal, but it can't take place until you really get your major priorities in line first, such as employment. Measuring our goals and priorities and achieving results with Americans is the fourth step. And finally, we must gather the synergy of ideas and input to help us develop future goals, surrounding ourselves with a very competent team and continuous input from experts. So there it is. There are the steps. At least that's the steps that a leader and a president should take. America, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of the warmth and sincerity of our poor, the intelligence and idealism of our young, children and college students, the hardworking middle class and your family values, our entrepreneurs, our creative and industrious, our farmers who are honest and close to God's Word, our athletes who are great role models, our churches and clergy who teach us and provide spiritual leadership, our Americans who are God-loving and generous. America, we are a country with so much potential and ability to be truly great, to be truly a great nation. So America, let's go forward and be the godly nation that we were intended to be. This completes our first session on being proud to be an American in presidential leadership. I look forward to our next session on Democrats versus Republicans, and then again we'll move ahead with electing a president and some other topics that I'm sure will interest you. When you get a chance, I'd like you to go to my website. It's called americascoachbook.com. By doing that, I think that'll give you a better idea, give you a lot more information, and you can see what we're trying to accomplish. Thank you so much for spending some time with me, and I look forward to our next session.